I can only tell you where I've been. I can only guess about where I'm going and hoping that if I go up high enough, I'll see the light. But when I come down, I'll fall on something soft enough that it won't hurt me. Because the sure you go up, you're going to come down.
My name is Dave Chaos, and I'm speaking with a legendary bluesman, 3-time Grammy Award winner, countless blues award winner, author, and astonishing human being who has witnessed so much of what is a unique American story of rising against all odds. This is the story of Bobby Rush. Blues, hip-hop, race, religion, politics, the truth. I'd like to acknowledge KNON DJ and blues artist Greg A. Smith. Greg is a true blues man in his own right. And I'd like to start by asking Bobby, how did you meet Greg A. Smith?
How? I met him on the stage as a singer, but I knew about his involvement with the radio station. And I heard him talk on the radio, and I know about him being a DJ, but then artist and a DJ was something plus to me. I wanted to meet this guy. So then I found out that his wife kind of related to me from our little home of Louisiana. And from that, I found out he was Hennebeck. Yeah. I found out he was Hennebeck.
Oh, well, tell it, Bobby. Tell it now.
Now, she's a fine lady, and he's a fine man, so he's my dear friend, and been on the air for a long, long time, working at the record shop, setting a lot of my records, and just come to be a bosom buddy of mine, and through him, I got to meet you, you know?
Yes, yeah. That's why I thought it was important that we started out by acknowledging Greg and what Greg did to make all of this come about. So, Bobby, where did you grow up?
I grew up in a little place called Homer, Haynesville, Louisiana. The reason I said Homer, Haynesville, because I'm 6 miles from Haynesville. I'm 5 miles from Homer, so I'm not from either one of them. I'm from a little place called Carquit. That's in the country. Way out where you don't have a store, where you don't have anything but tumbleweeds and ducks and mosquitoes.
Oh.
Yeah, you had a lot of them. But every now and then you find a tick, if you know what that means. Mm-hmm. But I'm from the country, man. I'm the country boy from Louisiana. And here I am, been playing the blues now this is 71 years. I recorded 419 records. I've been up for a Blues Award, nominated many times. I've won 3. I've been up for a Blues Award 41 times. I think I won 19 or 20 of those. So I'm in the ballpark.
Yeah.
Someone asked me, well, Bobby Rush, how old were you when you first won your first Grammy? I was 83 years old. So I tell you now, it's much better later than never. I have 397 records. I've been up for a Grammy 6 times, 1, 2, but I've been up for a Blues Award. I want you to listen for 1 minute. I've been up for a Blues Award 31 times, I won 18. The reason I want you to listen because I love you and I love you for loving me. But I've been up, I've been down, but God has blessed me to be here.
What childhood memories do you have of things that made you who you are today?
My dad, no problem. My daddy was a preacher and a pastor of a church. He never told me to sing the blues, but he never told me not to sing the blues. I remember my daddy had a brother named Scott, Uncle Scott. Uncle Scott had a son called Son, but his name was John Scott. And he gave me a guitar when he was 15 years old. I was about 8 years old. He wouldn't let nobody play this guitar. Finally, he let me play the guitar. And I found out he let me play the guitar when the little girl was come around. So he at that age now, he liked the little girls. So I would go around through the neighborhood and find 2 or 3 little girls to talk to him. Says, John? He said, yeah. Called me Junior. I said, I got a couple girls want to meet you. The little girl was built kind of nice, and soon he started talking to her. He said, hey, hold my guitar. I knew that's what he wanted me to do, but I'm sick of these girls on him, you know, so he can get these girls to talk to him so I can get a chance to play his guitar. So he gave me the guitar. After about 2 years, I hid it. I thought I hid it in a loft. We were living in the country. So my daddy said one day, Junior, I said, yes, sir. He said, come here, boy. He said, bring that guitar here. You got hid up in the loft. I said, dog, my daddy knew I got a guitar. He said, bring it here, boy, let me tune it up. He tuned it up. He said, let me sing a song I used to sing to you when I was a little bit older than you. What I thought he gonna sing, being a preacher, glory, glory, hallelujah.
Some gospel type.
When I laid my burden down, either about my mama. He didn't sing about my mama. He didn't sing on glory, glory, hallelujah. He said, me and my gal went to Checkapin hunting. She fell down and I saw something. I said, Daddy. I said, sing it again.
You wanted to hear that again?
I wanted to hear it again. Now, what I really want him to do, I want him to sing that other verse. Now, the first verse, she fell down, he saw something. I just knew the second verse going to explain what he saw.
It piqued your young man's mind.
Yeah. If I wanted to go in and get me a pencil and paper, if he couldn't tell me, draw it.
That might be even better.
So he went to sing it again. My mother was in the kitchen cooking. He said, me and my gal went to Checkapin hunting. I said, Daddy, how big was you? You so 350-pound boy, about that wide. I said, what you had on? He said, nothing but a dress, boy. Now, in my little mind, a fat lady falling down this wide, nothing on but a dress. Man, I can see that now. I done got this old, I could imagine. That's a lot to see, man.
Yeah,
I said, sing it again. He went to sing it again. My mother was coming up in the back. He said, me and my gal went to Checkapin hunting. I said, Daddy, here come mama. She fell down and I kept running. I don't know what the song would have been.
Oh, man.
My mama stopped that. My mama.
Well, that's what the song was.
Hey.
That's what you got.
What you see is what you got.
Well, speaking of your mom was white and your dad was black. At what age did the significance of that sink in?
It didn't sink in until I got really a grown man. I never understood. I never knew. And I couldn't divide those lines up between my mother being blonde-haired and blue-eyed. She would go in the store and she would deny me, leave me in the wagon. I remember one time, I believe it was 1947. We went in this store, Mr. Bear owned the store. There were two men on a horse. There was one man leading the horse. My mother named Mattie. One of the guys said, Mattie said, what are you doing with this N-word, talking about my daddy? She said, that's what I am too. He said, no, you're not, Mattie. He said, yes, I am. Ask Mr. Bear. That's the store owner. She set me in the back of the wagon. I didn't know she was putting me in the back of the wagon so she wouldn't be my mother. She went in the store, and when she got in the store, she wasn't this black lady that left me, my mama. She was this white lady. When she went in, she was about 32, 33 years old, maybe close to 40. I don't know. I was a young little kid. She walked in the store, built like a brick house, you know, and these white guys just fell aside, said, Mattie, come on in. My mother walked in looking good, long blonde hair, and she said, who daughter are you? She said, I'm one of Van Spiver's kid. Well, whoever Van Spiver, my great-granddaddy, was some big white guy. Whoever he was, they respected him so well, they got on their horses and left. Because of this Van Spiver, who's my great-granddaddy, was some kind of powerful guy around the area, I suppose, because they got up and left. But then when my mama come in, got in the wagon, my daddy got in the wagon, she left me in the back of the wagon. But when she got out of the sight of the store and the people are looking, she said, now come on up here, boy, and I sat with her. But in the meantime, I was a babysitter. She was babysitting me. I didn't understand that until I got grown and until I got older to know what was going on with that. And still don't understand. I know that I believe that my daddy knew what she was doing, but again, I don't know.
Okay.
And I just don't believe my dad was that naive, not knew that she was playing these parts. But whatever she did, she got it done to save my daddy's life, my life, and possibly her life.
Did you ever learn anything more about your granddaddy?
Oh yeah, yeah, man. My granddaddy I had two grandmothers. And he had 18 children by each one of them.
Oh wow.
So my granddaddy drank a lot, drank every day. So one day he went to the bathroom out open, and somebody called the police on him. They took him downtown, and so the judge said, "Papa Charlie," that's his name, is Charlie, said, "What you doing out on the street and got yourself, disposed yourself out on the street like that, everybody looking at you?" He said, "What you say, Judge?" He said, "What you doing?" He said, "Hey, Charlie," said, "You married?" He said, "Yeah, I'm married." Said, "How many kids you got?" He said, 36. He said, "Oh, God, take this man home." He ain't had time to put his pants on. With 36 kids.
That's something
so
to
the
learn.
judge said, "Let him go home." Said, "Take him on home." See, no wonder he had his pants down. He ain't had time to put them on.
Yeah. Well, a good, sensible judge, it sounds like.
Yeah.
So which part of the southern states you grew up in gave you the biggest inspiration?
I guess when I moved from 1947, I left Louisiana, moved to Pine Bluff, Arkansas with my father, who was a preacher and a pastor of a church. And I put a band together, myself, called the Bobby Rush and Four Jivers, and Elmo Jane was in this band.
Oh, wow.
I guess that time, that was my best thought of putting something together. But I wanted to go to Chicago. I didn't have enough money. It cost $11 or something to go to Chicago at that time. I had enough money to go to Memphis, Tennessee, which was $3 or $4. So what I did, I got me a bus ticket to Memphis, Tennessee, where Rufus Thomas, B.B. King, Sonny Boy Williamson was working on Beale Street. Then I worked on Beale Street for $3 a night, tap dancing, playing my little guitar, and I made enough money to go to East St. Louis, where Chuck Berry and Albert King was. Then I made enough money working $2 or $3 a week till I got enough money to go to Chicago in 1951, where Muddy Waters, Howard Wolf, John Lee Hooker, Jimmy Reed, Smokey Hall, Bo Diddley, Sonny Boy, and all the guys, including Little Walter, and many other guys were there. And they were said, "Bobby Rush, I got a guy I want you to meet." So I went and met him. I said, Muddy Waters said, "Hey, Blood." I said, "How you doing, Muddy?" They said, "This is J.B. Lenore. He got a job for you." I said, "Wow." He said, "Suburb Chicago in Blue Island." So he took me to Blue Island, where he got me a job. Me and the band, making $7.50 a night. Me and the band. And I finally got a raise for $15 a night, me and the band. And I hired Muddy Waters every Wednesday night for $5.50. And we took the rest of the money, me and the band. But we played behind a curtain every night, where the people, white club, where they wanted to hear our music, didn't want to see our face. Those were the things that I thought I was going up the ladder, but when I saw the black and white issue of the situation, it reminded me the southern state that I just came from was much better off than the northern state, which was Illinois, that I was in. So I was dumbfounded. I didn't know what to do then. That was some of the worst time I ever had in my life that I ever faced, not knowing where to turn. Because I thought I going to Chicago, I was going to be in my heaven, and I couldn't even work and look at people who been playing for behind a curtain where I had to stand to play. To hear
So
my
the best paying gig you had found at that point, you had got excited about, and you brought Muddy with you.
Oh, that was the best paying gig when I paid Muddy Waters.
And you showed up, and
and
did you
showed
walk
out.
in and see the curtain and know?
No,
or
how-
how did it come about that
Yeah,
you
but
knew?
they
Was
have
it
a-
when you played? Or?
No, what happened when I went there that day, about 12 o'clock that day, and he told me, said, come on around to the back. And I couldn't understand why he wanted me to come to the back when the place wasn't even open, nobody he and I. He said, yeah, they told me you was coming by, so I'm building this curtain. And he built this curtain, was building it, rather, almost had it finished, but on this bar.
So they built it for
they
your
built
show?
They built the curtain so so his white audience couldn't see this black man.
So they hadn't had a black artist in yet.
They hadn't had a black artist in. I was the first artist
So
they had.
the way the white club owner dealt with that, he knew he wanted to
to
have
hear the
good
music. He wanted the music.
So he built a curtain.
He built the curtain, put me behind the curtain. So we played up on the bar behind the curtain. That was the stage every night. And finally got so good, Dave, he said, Bobby Rush won't let you take a bow tonight. And I got through this. Ladies and gentlemen, you've been entertained by Bobby Rush. I took a bow. They hit the curtain open like that. I took a bow. They closed the curtain right back up. And there was that boo. They booed me.
Did they?
And finally, they got to the place they didn't boo me, you know? So they got to the place one night, he said, Bobby Rush, I'm gonna take this curtain back. And they took the curtain back and they booed. And the next night he said, well, we're gonna fix this up. So they had two curtains. They had me in the front of the curtain and had the band behind another curtain behind me. So when they opened the curtain up, they didn't see nobody but me. They never saw the band.
So they were okay seeing just you.
Just me, but they didn't want to see the black band.
So yeah, that's
that broke my heart, Dave. It broke my heart, you know. But Dave, when I look back on what I've done, where I've been, what I went through, all the hills and valleys that I've been through, every time I got to one of them valleys, some hills that were hard to climb, valleys were hard to get out of, something or somebody come along and lift me up. It remind me of you and Greg and all the people at the station, how you reached out and grabbed me. Because every time I'm in one of them valleys, somebody or something come along, lift me out of the valley. KNON is the one who did that with me and my records, and people like me reached out and got me. And not only just me, this station that you so proud of, I'm so proud of, got a lot of different kinds of music that they play, from reggae to bebop to blues to jazz to hip hop, all kind of things. This is a bouquet of music in this station, and do a great job, and everybody volunteer to do it. Everybody love the music, and I love everybody who plays the music, because they do what they do from their heart. So thank you all for what you have done. Thank this station and you for what you're doing and what you plan to do, because what you say about me and people that like me and my music is what people perceive me to be.
Well, thank you, Bobby. I certainly appreciate your thoughts on that and your comments. Thank you very much, Bobby.
Thank you. Thank you. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome.
Well, let's talking about music and KNON. You know, we play gospel music
Yes.
a lot.
Yeah.
What role did religion play for you coming up back then, I guess?
Everything. I can remember my daddy told me, said, Bobby Rush, he never told me to sing the blues, but he never told me not to. I got old guitar in the front of me now. My daddy said, swing low, sweet chariot, stop and let me ride. Swing low, sweet chariot, whoa, stop and let me ride. Pharaoh's army got drowned. Whoa, we can move to the other side. If I could, I surely would. If I could, I surely would. I would stand on a rock. Stand on a rock where Moses stood. If I had my way, y'all, I would tear this old building down. That's what my daddy just said. If I had my way, I would sure tear this old building down. And I would move. I would move to the other side of town.
All right.
That's what my daddy taught me.
All right.
You know, I said that about my daddy because my daddy was a country man, a country preacher, upright man. My mother brought so much to the table, hard worker, religious woman. Her background was spiritually, and they left that mark on me. I don't claim to be a young man, but I'm so blessed. My daddy taught me so much. I'm talking to you today, how blessed I am to be in your company, doing this interview with you, or this podcast. That I learned so much. God have blessed me to remember well. Dave, you know I have 419 songs. And today, I can recite at least 350 of those songs today. Sitting in the car will go. That's the way it smells. Chicago. And 9:04. I can remember 70-some odd years ago, I wrote a song saying, in a little shack down by the bay, not far from New Orleans, I met this pretty woman down there when I was 19. She went and told her daddy she wanted to marry me, and the look on her daddy's face really was a sight to see. He said, get out of here with you, and don't you come back no more. Well, I wanted to meet her daddy like a young man oughta, but he didn't want no blues singer like Bobby Rush getting married to his daughter. When I went by the house that day, he met me at the door, Dad, Mom, Big Brother John, and a dog named Bo, singing, get out of here, don't you come back no more. Well, I wanted to meet her daddy like a young man oughta, but he didn't want no blues singer getting married to her daughter. Then again, he said, you want my daughter anyway? Well, we sneak down to get married, just do the stop and swear, take this woman for your lawful wife and not a one-night love affair. Before I could open my mouth to say I do, guess who walked through the door? Dad, Mom, Big Brother John, and a dog named Bo. I decided, Dave, if I wanted to get married anyway, I had to find a way to elope. I decided to go to Las Vegas to get away from her nosy folk. The same day I walked in, that was all her kin, and that damn dog again.
That sounds like a song.
He said, get out of here with you. Don't you come back no more.
But I said that to laugh about it, let you know how blessed I am, how thankful I am to be able to remember. Dave has come by because down in Louisiana, when I was about 11 or 12 years old, my daddy, being a preacher, came to me one day. He said, Junior, I'm named after my father. I said, yes, sir. He said, I need you to do me a favor. I said, what is it, Dad? He said, I need you to come out of school so you can help me with my other children, send them to school. Like I wasn't on his child. But I was proud. Had my chest stuck out. You mean tell me I don't have to go to school? I can come out of school and play and do whatever while the other kids in school, not knowing that coming out of school is work. He said, I want you to get a job down at Mr. Burgess Gin. He won't pay you but $3 a week. $3 a week. He said, but you can bring all the information and give it to me. So I went to work in the gym. My job was to get information. When the white guy was sitting around the table in the gym and wanted to bring me all the information. And I said to him, I said, well, what's what I want you to do, Daddy? Tell me what you want me to do. He said, don't worry about what I want you to do. Just go down to the gym, and when that man give you a job, you understand what to do.
So you were a spy for him.
I was a spy. Cause I had a
Bobby
rag.
Rush the spy?
I had a rag in my pocket and the sand in the pocket. I would throw sand around the feet so I could see what they were talking about or hear what they were talking about. They said, well, we're not going to sell cotton today because the cotton only sell for so much a pound. We're going to sell beans for this, beans for that, peanuts for this, okra for this, tomatoes for this. And I would go back home. My daddy said, Junior, what you heard today? I said, can't sell no peanut. You can sell popcorn. You can sell this. You can't sell that. You can sell this. For my information. And he would go to the church on Sunday morning and tell the people what to sell and not to sell for my information. That's what you call a spy.
A financial planner.
Yeah. Well, you know what? That's what he called it. He said, I got my financial planner. I got it planted in this. He planted my financial plan. Plant me. You know.
Yeah. Like you plant seeds?
Yeah.
He planted little Bobby Rush.
He planted Bobby Rush. I'm a financial planner.
So, did your pa have a church?
Oh yeah, my dad had two churches. One in Louisiana, one in Pine Bluff, Arkansas.
Did you ever sing in the churches?
No,
or
I didn't.
Did you have music in the church?
Yeah, they had music in the church, but I didn't want to sing in the church. I didn't want to sing no gospel. I wanted to sing the blues, man. I wanted to talk about the fat ladies, the skinny ladies. I sung about a lady so skinny that she turned sideways, she think I'm gone. And I want to sing about a lady so fat that she sit on you, you couldn't hear the radio play.
So when you went to your father's church, did you see music though? Did you see the other
They were
performers?
singing. They had the little piano in the church, had the little guitar in the church, but that ain't what I want to do.
You didn't take nothing away from that then?
No, I want to.
You wanted to go something different.
So different too. I would go to church. We were Sunday school, Sunday morning. Then we go to church at 11 o'clock, get out about 1. And my daddy always held the afternoon service about 4 o'clock. But we wouldn't go with him to the afternoon service because we would stay home and I would get my guitar. And we'd be doing Wayne Dang Doodle and drinking wine and drinking moonshine. And you know, a kid.
Getting on, yeah.
But I wasn't drinking that much. But my aunties and the older brothers, they was drunk.
Having a time on
Sunday. we were saying, we're gonna have a Wayne Dang Doodle all night long. When my daddy would get up about 8 or 9 blocks from the house, we go to Sunday. Hey man, hey, everybody be drunk. Hey man, thank God Almighty. Hey man.
Yeah.
But before that time was, we're gonna have a Wayne Dang Doodle all night long. Hey man, that was part of life, you know.
So
my daddy walk in, they'd be drunk. Say, oh y'all having church in here. And my older brother, my auntie, say, yeah, that's what we're doing. Drunk.
they got all serious.
They got say, yeah, that's what we're doing. But
so,
anyway, that's part of life.
Daddy was a preacher, but he was a farmer too then.
He was a farmer. Oh, God. At that time, where we lived was on
like a hardworking man.
Pick cotton, chop cotton. Man, I could pick 400 pounds of cotton before the sun went down. I could put more than that if I thought I'd go home. But I found out I would pick the 400 pounds of cotton. Thought I could go home. My daddy, because the more cotton you pick, the more you were required to pick, the more he wants you to pick. So I got to the place I would pick me about 390 pounds. About 6 o'clock when the sun go down, I would slow down. Because the more you pick, the more
they want.
More you want. Yeah. What good for the goose, good for the gander too.
You figured it out.
I figured it out.
Just kind of the spine thing, you know.
But you know, but that's part of life. And where I come from, we all was farmers and cotton pickers and cotton choppers, plying the mule and doing things you country men do. But we ate well, and we didn't know we was poor. You know, because everybody had the same thing, was a little nothing, and we all was equal. We didn't know we had love for each other, and we played and we took care of our neighborhood and things that we shared together and ate together and slept together, and we had fun together, not knowing that it was a better life on the other side of the fence. But when I got to the place, I knew better. I knew how to do something better. I wanted to do that, and I started off playing blues, playing for $2 or $3, like I was picking cotton for $2 or $3 a hundred. And here I am, and still picking cotton. I have a song on this new album that says, "We come a long way, but we still got a long way to go. The things I used to do down in Louisiana, I don't do them anymore. I used to carry water 15 miles for 50 cents a day. It's a shame a boy 9 years old had to work so hard every day. I used to pick cotton in the cotton field where I used to live. I don't mind picking cotton if I own a piece of the field." So that's my life, and that's what I think about what I do, what I'm doing, what I'm planning to do. I want to be good at what I do, and I think I'm good at it. If you don't like what Bobby Rush, you can say, "Well, hey, I don't like Bobby Rush. Damn, he good." That's all what matters.
Come a long way, but I got a long way to go. Things I used to do down in Louisiana, I don't do no more.
So you literally own part of a cotton field now.
Oh yeah. I own a piece of the field.
Where is that?
Wherever that field is, it's not per se a cotton field, but whatever I'm doing, that's my field. It's about the music. It's my guitar, my music, what I write, what I produce, what I sing. I write it, and I own a piece of it. If not all of it, at least I own a piece of it. So that's my cotton field.
Right. So
Yeah.
you have control of the
I have
destination.
control.
You know what grows because you plant it.
If it don't grow, I own it. If it grows, I own it. So I feel good about owning it.
When Bobby Rush is alone in a deep, quiet night, where do his thoughts go?
Writing. I'm a blues singer, but I'm a biblical study. Let me tell you how I was thinking today as you was driving when you called me, said you was on your way. I didn't know what you were going to ask me. I didn't know what answer I had for you from the question that you asked. It was like I was reading in a place where, biblically, that was a place where the Lord's Supper was going to happen, where it was going to be. He said, "Go down to the fork of the road, you see a man with a jug, follow him." One place that said, "Go to the man down the road, you see a man with a jug of water, follow him." Nevertheless, both men had a jug. He said, when you get to the upper room, there'll be someone up in the room will come down and take you to the upper room. So that tells me the man had the jug, didn't know where he was going. So I was doing this interview today with you. I was a man with the jug. I didn't know where I was going. I just had the jug under my arm, not knowing the question you're going to ask me. But here I am in the upper room.
That's true. We're literally upstairs at Bobby Rush's house.
Yeah.
Nice. You have a very generous and kind way with people. Where does that come from?
That's my personality. I believe maybe probably I could say it come from my dad, mom, my raising, how they taught us to treat a man like you wish to be treated. I treat someone else like you wish to be treated. And I think that's where it comes from. But then again, it's the love of my heart for people. I love people. Thank all of you for coming. I won't be messing with you ladies and gentlemen down front. I like your hat, brother. I like the hat. How you doing?
Jim and Andy.
Jim?
Jim and Andy.
Jim and Andy.
KNON.
Hey, what are you doing? That's a hell of a hat. Yeah, I love people, you know.
It shows.
It shows. You know, I want to talk about a lot of guys who's on this radio station with you, playing the kind of music he plays, hip hop. I understand that his show is probably the oldest show, not just in Texas. It's the oldest show around the country.
Easy Eddie D.
Yeah.
I'd say I've been doing this for, I like to say, since 1984. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is. It's the oldest hip hop show in America.
Easy Eddie D.
This is Easy Eddie D, and I'm welcoming and hoping that you all come and check out my show.
Yes, sir.
I don't know why we have to talk to him. I'm going to talk to him about, I can understand about the edit, but I don't know how easy it is.
So, yo, check out the show. You know, it's underground hip hop.
You'll find out because we're going to bring him on next to talk to you.
All right.
Do you know much about sampling?
Yeah.
Okay, so you know that
Yeah.
the first person to sample one of your songs was the Jizza from Wu-Tang in '91. He used chicken heads.
Yeah, I saw him do that, but
Yeah.
I didn't know who did it first.
Yeah. Now you know
I know I didn't get no pay.
That's it. So I didn't know that Chicken Heads was written by you because the first time I heard it was by Black Heat.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, do you have a version of any of the songs that people have done that you really liked that you thought it was a?
Yeah, but I like the way they did it. Chicken Head.
Yeah. Black
I like
Heat.
the way they did it. They did a good job on it. It was did 29 times by 26 different artists.
Yeah. I went and took, I think, Bow-Legged Woman.
Chicken in the car, and the car won't go.
He a genius, man.
Looking at me.
Chicken in the car, and the car won't go.
Yep.
That's the way it's spelled. Chicago. And now I found a fork, and I paid the green. That's the way it's spelled.
That's it.
New Orleans. Yeah.
So yeah,
Man,
so
I'm flattered about that, man.
yeah. So that's the thing about sampling, and when someone does it and doesn't just use the song, but you chop it up and
Right.
play it back differently, and hip hop is, like I said, to me, it's the blues and some of your music. Like it's you had a lot of funk.
Oh, yeah.
And like for you, what made you want to like take that direction?
I guess because of James Brown was funky. Muddy Water was bluesy. Hollow Wolf were different. So I got between the three guys and found a place for me. And I got between those things.
In 2008, I lost my son, 18 years old, to cancer.
Okay.
Yeah, so I know that you gone through. Yeah, so did that affect your music? And I mean, at that time, did how
It probably did, but I can't say it did because I think the tragedy made me stronger.
Yeah.
Because I had to find some way to hold on, or to hold on to.
Yeah.
I think I got married, and I had 3 sisters-in-law. They thought I was their father. Then I had 3 kids. They thought they were their sister and brother. The kid, but they were their auntie. And later on, my daughter passed. My 3 sister-in-law passed. Then my next daughter passed. My son passed. Then my wife passed. So that was all of my family.
Yeah.
Until I got married again. That was all of my family. And I had this one son by my marriage now.
Yeah. So you had to find something to hang on to.
I think I got my strength from losing. Yeah, I had to find a way to dust myself off and get up.
Yeah.
I don't know where it come from. I don't know how I did it, but thank God I did it. I found a way to escape the lonesome days and the void of my children.
Yeah, indeed, yeah. So your harmonica player, that was, did you master it first or the guitar?
combination of the same time. Maybe the guitar first. I didn't really go to the guitar till one time I was up with Little Walter in Waukegan. Little Walter was sitting up. He had some money in his pocket. He must have had $20 or something. I thought that was a lot of money, but I didn't have none. And he was setting these ladies up with beer. It was 25 cents a quart. So he was sitting the lady, he bought 4 or 5 quarts of beer, get a whole lady, a lot of ladies drunk, and 25 cents a piece at that. And he kept introducing me, yeah, y'all, this is my little brother, Bobby Rush. And the lady was, it is, they was kissing, everything. I loved that. So he said, Bobby Rush, I'm having fun with these ladies now. He said, man, I'm out of money, man. I said, out of money? I ain't got about $2. I said, I got a couple of dollars. He said, no, that here, but I got to have some real money. He said, come on, let's go get some real money. I said, I'll be in when you come back, man. Buy a couple of these beers here. I said, with the girls, because you come back. He said, no, you got to go with me, bro. I thought he was going home, who was about 30 miles away from my house. But he went out to his car and opened his trunk full of money, of $1 bills. How much? I thought he was rich. He probably had about $200,
Yeah,
because it's just loose in the trunk.
Yeah.
When he set the trunk up, the money stuck out the side of the trunk. He was pulling it out like that. He said, get you some of this money. I got me a handful. It was about $15. But that was a lot of money, for me. I said, Walter, on our way back, I said, listen, where you get all this money, man? You're rich. He said, from playing hard, man. Playing hard, boy. And from that day, I almost put the guitar down.
Wow.
I got that hard because I wanted to be rich, like Little Walter. Because I thought he was rich.
Indeed.
If he had $300, man, it's about the tops.
Yeah.
But I thought he was rich.
But
man,
it influenced you in a positive way, though.
Yeah. And I wanted to buy some girls some drink like that. He must have bought $5 worth of beer, man.
$5 when it's all said and done.
He must have bought $5. And I thought that was about $5, 25 cents a quart. 2 or 3 of them drinking out of a quart of beer. He bought 4 or 5 of them up there, 25 cents a piece. Ooh,
It's a party.
Man, that's a lot of beer.
Yeah.
5 or 6 quarts of beer.
Yeah.
One man buying. Man, everything of it, man, $10, $2 or $3, whatever it was. That was a lot of money to me, man. Well, thank you very much.
Thank
man.
you.
I appreciate you.
Nah.
Thank you for what you have done, what you're doing, what you plan to do.
Indeed.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So you are a good listener. Where does that come from? Is it learned or is it natural?
I said both. I learned to stop talking because I learned that early in my life that if a man tell what he know, he won't talk long because man don't know nothing. And I also learned that if you listen, you can learn. Then I also know that if you know something and don't tell it, that's bad too, because what happened to people who knows and don't tell it, they get whooped with many stripes. Because knowledge is not for the person who holds the knowledge. Knowledge is to pass it down to someone else.
Hear, hear.
That's what knowledge is for.
Yes.
It's not for you. It's to pass it down to someone else. Because war unto the man who knows better don't do. He get whooped with many stripes. But again, you have to know how to displace what you know. You can't tell it forcibly like you want to boss someone or sound like you know it all. Just tell what you know in a helpful kind of way, so to help the person who don't know will understand what you're saying to them can be helpful to them in life. You got to gradually spread it to them, not like maul them across the head,
Have you ever taught in a classroom environment or to a group of people?
I guess I taught in my style and way and the things that I do. When I look back on it, people say, I learned so much from you, Bobby Ray, so I guess I am a teacher in so many ways. I look at that because I was telling Buddy Guy the other day that I think I'm the oldest blues singer around at this age, especially with 419 records. If I'm not the oldest, I'm the ugliest. So I win one way or the other.
Yeah, like that baby we talked about?
Yeah.
So
Yes.
Professor Bobby Rush.
Yeah.
The Honorable.
But I think that comes from because I've been honored in the few colleges around with an honorary degree in Tougaloo College, Tennessee College, and our Grambling, and a few colleges around who thought enough of me to give me them honorary degrees. And that don't mean I know anything, just mean I run around. They respect me so highly. At least I'm smart enough to take it in and on it and thank them for it.
You know, I was working with Big Bill Morganfield on a
Yeah.
show, and we were talking. He said when he was in college, he was in a course, and they started talking about his dad. And he ran outside and he called his dad and said, "They're talking about you in the course I'm taking at college." Are you aware of any college curriculum that includes things about you?
Yeah. Vanderbilt now has something. I'm going up in a few days and do a show the first time I'm going to Vanderbilt, Tennessee, that is, Tennessee College. They got my archive in the college, and
They have your
got
archives?
Yeah, and they're going to talk about that. And I went up to St. Louis to the museum, and they got a lot of things in Missouri College. They also have in Tougaloo College where they honored me, and they have in Homer, Louisiana, the museum and the college there, school that is. They got a few places around. They honored me, and
Are any of these schools using your book?
yeah, two that I know of. It could be some other intellect schools that supported and have some in some fly in. When I say fly in, when I'm coming there, they would honor me and sell the books there. A lot of people know about me through different colleges and different schools and what have you, because I do a lot of work and do a lot of blues in schools. But I don't think it's no college, but two colleges that recognize the book itself being a part of the class.
Okay. When you do blues in schools, are you in front of a group of school children, or?
Yeah, I'm in a bunch of school children, but most of the time I've been in the class of other
College kids?
other college kids,
Okay.
and other teachers who teach in the blues. And most of the time, the guys who teach in the blues, sometimes they're teaching everything but the blues. They're teaching about music, but then sometimes it's not the blues per se. But nevertheless, if they have enough of respect to say blues in school, it's almost, I didn't say it was good enough for me, it's almost good enough for me. Because they recognize that the blues is the root, a mother of all music. If you don't like the blues, you probably don't like your mama.
You don't like music. So when you're talking to a group like that, what piques their interest? When you look out at them and what is it you say that you register that they've got an interest in it?
I think they got an interest in, because when I get to the root of some dialogues, what they relate to so much. But then again, as you were saying, that Muddy Waters' son was talking they was talking in a class about his dad was Muddy Water. When the son went called his dad, they're talking about you. I remember about 10 years ago, I was in Mississippi talking to a black school. My subject was on Martin Luther King and Medgar Evers. They knew about Martin Luther King. There was some kids in the class in Mississippi that knew about Medgar Evers.
Oh, wow.
That hurt my feelings.
The schools are missing
And it wasn't the kids' fault. It was the
curriculum.
curriculum fault, because they was taking things out of the school intentionally so the black kids couldn't get the record of the record about the black people.
Yes. Well, there's
Yeah.
many challenges to the truth right now. That's part of why we're doing what we're doing right now.
That
to
hurt.
put the truth out.
That hurts. Because I tell you what, every time somebody or something come along want to take the information about the real truth out of the school, out of the minds of people, somebody come along and put it back in. That's what you're doing today. That's what KNON is doing today. Letting people know where it started, who doing it, who started it, who's still doing it, who plan to do it after the day, and who keeping this ball rolling about this music thing. It's the volunteer of the DJs and the volunteer of the people who listen to this radio station about the information that you give. It's a true information. We must keep the blues and music alive.
It is our roots of American music.
That's it.
And it comes from a true American experience. And as you mentioned about Edgar's,
Yeah.
it's a time when there are people that don't want the depth of that experience to be shared, and you can't really understand the blues without understanding what a people went through to create those blues.
If you don't understand how it got to where it is now, do you won't understand the blues and the root of it? That when you said the root, that means the root, that's where it's come from.
Tree can't go without the root.
That's where it come from. And you one of the few stations that keep it real and they keep it alive. And the education that you giving people about the blues and about music itself and about the root of American music, my hats off to you guys. You've done a good job. You did a good job and you're still doing it. And it's not going to stop here, because I know your plan is when we long gone off this land, that this music and direction will still be here. Because my plan is, Dave, is to do all I can, while I can. When it comes to time I can't do, then I won't regret what I did not do.
Exactly. I admire that, Bobby. And that's why we're doing these podcasts, because
Yes.
we've done the music for 40 years, and now we'd like to tell the stories behind the music and the artists who create this music so people can understand it even more.
The stories behind this will enlighten people and educate people, let them know where it come from, where it is, where it was, where it's going to be.
Right.
And it ain't going no place. Thank you for keeping the music alive. Not just the blues. I lean to blues because I'm a blues singer, but you're not just the blues, man.
It's the people's music.
It's the people's
Anything
music,
that the
all
people-
form of fashion. It's the people's music, and the people do it. Hey, from Maine to Mexico.
So I like to say there's not an emotion a human being's ever experienced that has not been expressed in song. And as long as people have emotions, there will be the song.
Oh yeah. Speaking about emotion. I was sitting in jail, no one to go my bail. The police come in and said, put your lawyer in jail. Somebody tell me, what kind of justice could this be? You better take a good look at me right now, people. This could be the last time you see me. They got me accused of murdering. I never harmed a man. Got me accused of forgery and I can't even write my name. Somebody tell me, what kind of justice could this be? You better take a good look at me right now, people. This could be the last time you see me.
Have you done a lot of protest songs in your time?
No, I didn't do no protest song per se. But that was some serious thing that I have done, but people didn't take them serious because I'm so serious. When I wrote the song about my woman left me for the garbage man, I laughed about it, but it ain't funny. Not only your woman left you for the garbage man, if they left you for the insurance man, when she gone, she gone.
She's left you.
She left you. You know, that ain't funny. I just laughed about it. I put it in a joker way, but that ain't funny.
If so, you know how I feel. My woman, she ran off with the garbage man.
I had a song that, not a protest song, but it's a serious song. It says, making a decision sometimes sure can be hard. Making a decision for yourself is different when you got kids involved. Making a decision about an old woman cry is different when your mama cry. Cause kisses and candy and hush don't cry. Don't make a grown woman smile. Lord help me make the right decision. Making a decision about a juvenile cry is different when your own child cry. Making a decision about a rabbit that sits on the log. Making a decision about anything you walking in the water, including the toe frog. Making a decision about a juvenile, and you can talk about your child now, making a decision about your mama. Now we talked about making a decision about all these things, then I said making a decision about a president. Now it's different from a small town mayor, because making a decision about love is different when you just don't care. I talk about things like that, but that can make sense. You can laugh and talk about a whole lot of things, but everything you laugh about ain't funny, because the same thing makes you laugh. The same thing makes you cry.
Oh, Lord, why don't you help us make the right decision?
Bobby Rush.
Thank you
Bobby
so
Rush,
much.
words of wisdom. Bobby, what part of the past should be in the future?
Well, I think the past, my past, talk about my future now, should be my future, because my past, I learned so much from my past. I often talk about when a man make a mistake and he know it, he or she can correct yourself. But when you make a mistake and don't know it, that's the trouble. That's the problem.
You can't correct yourself.
You can't correct yourself, but when you correct yourself and learn from it, it's really not a mistake. It's a stepping stone to what you should or should not do. So I think my future is now, because I learned so much about what I shouldn't have done. True. And I learned from it.
Okay. You had a barbecue joint in Chicago.
Don't talk about it.
Do you ever plan on getting in the restaurant business again?
If you don't get out of here, I put my little old dog on you, man.
Uh-oh.
I got a little old dog. I'm going to call him and stick him on you. No, I'm a good cook. I had this restaurant and almost ruined my career. When I say ruined my career, I opened this restaurant up. The second day I opened the restaurant up, at that time, I was doing about $1,500 to $3,000 a night in the restaurant. Well, coming from making
A lot of
$400 or
money.
$500 a weekend, I'm making $1,000 a night in my restaurant. It almost put me out of business of entertainment because I have a restaurant now doing $3,000 or $4,000 a week in my restaurant, and it spoiled me. And my family said, "Hey, forget about this singing thing, cause you ain't making no money there. It's a restaurant." I could make sausage in I was making homemade sausage. I was making the rolls and the whole bit, everything from hand, from the scrap of the meat and whatever, you know. And I did so well with it, man. But I was doing it hand on, cause in mom and pop, it's when two people own a company, you control the profit and make a little profit because you got no overhead. You can also profit if you got a big enough to hire thousands of people's corporate business. But in between is a loser because you're too big for one thing and not big enough for another. So mine was mom and pop. So I need to be there to cook Friday, Saturday, and Sunday so people eat. But if I cook Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, my music go to. I don't do music. So I kill a few years and all this got to go. I'm losing too much. I'm losing too many girls holler at me and say, "Hey, Bobby Rush." But I was making money with the restaurant, but I'm losing popularity because nobody knew about me playing
playing
music.
enough.
You know.
So you still write songs with food?
Oh yeah, I'm writing some songs now. I'm gonna go back and cut some stuff, and I got some things I can't talk about now. I'm planning to do with some friends of mine, and if this come by, I think it's gonna be good. But I think now in my career and what I'm gonna do in my life now is just right. I'm just in a point now in my life where I want to do some things I want to do.
Yeah.
Talk about some things I
time for
want to
Bobby.
talk about. It's a Bobby Rich time now, you know.
So Bobby, why did you move to Jackson?
Looking for my roots. I know that my great-grandfather from Jackson, Mississippi, who had 6 kids by his wife, 5 kids by my great-grandma, who was a white man and I came back in 1983 looking for my roots, because my mother and my parents had always taught me, don't ever go back to Mississippi, because we were looking for someone to harm us as children, because we didn't know the real deal. But the man was looking for his children to divide land. So on my grandmama's side, that was, I think it was 6 girls and 4 or 5 boys. And some of the boys who was older than the girl, taking my great grandmama, who was the baby, next to the baby of my mom's side, taking them to Eudora, Arkansas, and dropped them off at a barn. They raised themselves. That's how my dad met my mom from Louisiana. That's how I was born in Louisiana. But I came back to Mississippi looking for my roots. And I'll never forget, I went to Carthage, Mississippi. I went to and knocked on this lady's door. I had her address. She came to the door, 80-something years old, creeped to the door. She said, "Son, I've been looking for you. You one of Maddie's kid, ain't you?" I said, "Yes, ma'am." Because I had rocks in my jaw. I was mad because I thought the way they treated my grandma. But when she told me that, she welcomed me, put her arms around me, and welcomed me in. I have never left Mississippi.
So, in the South, the people are so kind,
Yeah.
but yet there's been so much ugliness. The
Has
polar
been said.
opposite
Yeah.
that's come out of this. How do you juxtapose those things? I mean, the real South is good people.
You don't justify, because I was mad with the South because the way I thought they treated my mom and my grandmother. But when I talked to this lady, she was eager to do right about them, as my granddad was a great-grandfather was eager to do right about his children. But that wasn't the picture we have. And we still get this negative picture of the southern state, especially Mississippi, by being some bad racial place. I'm not talking about racial don't go on, but it's not as bad as people perceive it to be, because the way they paint it to be. Because it's bad everywhere, even, you know.
Well, you were talking earlier about the Midwest.
Yeah.
And just the overt racism up in the Midwest,
Yeah.
and I think when you said that, it really underscores that the South
Get a
gets
bad name.
the billing on all that, and justifiably some horrible things happen, but America as a whole isn't off the hook.
No. I remember going to Los Angeles about 35, 40 years ago, doing the B.B. King Club in Los Angeles when they first opened it up. I was doing a grand opening for B.B. King. And I was playing for a show that night, and there was a black man who runs the club. I was sitting at the door with my blue jeans on like I am now. He said, "Hey, sir, who you waiting on, Bobby Rush?" I said, "Yes, sir. I'm waiting on Bobby Rush." He didn't know who I was. He said, "Them guys from Mississippi, I bet they got cow boo-boo on their shoes." I said, "They probably have." So when I went to dress to go up on the stage, he didn't see me. When I come up on the stage, I came out in a white suit or whatever I had on. Didn't look like the same guy was sitting at the door. He said, you Bobby Rush? Were you sitting at the door? I said, "No, I wasn't sitting at the door." I convinced him it was not on me. So I went on this bandstand and came back. He said, "Man, you are Bobby Rush." I said, "Yes, sir." He said, "Man, you damn good to be from Mississippi."
What'd you tell him?
I said, "Yes, sir. Thank you, sir." Because he was referring to like being from Mississippi, and I was that good. How could a black man be this good from Mississippi? You know, here's a black man talking to me. And he said, "Damn, you good to be from Mississippi."
Well,
so the Mississippi, not only just Mississippi, the southern state as a whole, get trumped about things by bad names. I'm not talking about they good, but some of the things just ain't true.
well, there's bad in the
It's
South.
bad
There's
in the
bad, but
Not like
there's
they
bad everywhere.
Not like they painted. So that's the kind of thing been painted on Mississippi, Arkansas, Louisiana, Texas. It's been painted on a lot of things, you know. But it's almost like the radio station here that we're talking from. You may not like every musical or record that the DJs play, but they place everything out of their heart, what they think you would like, and they do the best they can for picking the best of the music out of the best. You know, if you got 100 records to play, you're not saying them all good, but you try to pick the best out of the 100, you know?
Yes.
That's what you try to do.
Yes.
And you try to fit that in with the average person. Everybody won't like it, but if you get the average, you okay.
Yes.
Everybody don't like cornbread and peanut butter, but I do.
Another interesting Bobby Rush fact. So, Bobby, I learned a lot about you by reading your book. Why did you decide to write a book?
I want to tell the truth on me and the people around me. I want to tell some things in the book about some truth about other people. I didn't want to hurt nobody's feelings. I didn't want to make it seem like that I was trying to put the kids or grandkids in jeopardy because I'm telling the truth on some people's that I told the truth on, and about myself. I haven't did everything, Dave, that I wanted to do or should do. But I think if I had to do my life over again, I would do the same thing again. Because what I did and the decision that I made to do what I did, it was the best decision and all I know to do when I did it.
All right. So Herb Powell
Yeah.
helped you with the book.
Yes.
What was his role in getting it done, and how did you meet him?
Met him through Earth, Wind, and Fire. He was a writer for a book with Earth, Wind, and Fire. And Jeff DeLear got in touch with him, and they talked, and he felt that the man would be great for me. I said, well, let me talk to him. When I talked to him, the first 3 words came out of his mouth. I knew he was a guy could really write and correct me on the things that I write. He wasn't really the writer. He's the one correcting my spelling, punctuation, my periods and commas, and putting them where they should be. But I just wrote it myself.
Did you literally write it page to page?
Yeah, I spoke it on a microphone, taped it. Then a lot of them that I taped it and with him. And when I said wrote it,
And he transcribed
it.
All right.
But there was some pages I had written many years ago that I kind of read it from the pages that I read, because some of the stuff was kind of fuzzy. Some of the stuff I wanted to talk about then didn't want to talk about when I wrote this book. There's some things I wrote the book wanted to talk about I didn't talk about then. I had a change in heart, a change of mind by some things that I didn't talk about. Some things I had written 20 years before I didn't put in the book because I had a change of heart and change of mind about the way I want to say it and who I want to say it about.
So you had been making notes and preparing for this book
For 30 years.
For 30 years. Wow.
For 30 years.
So after going through the process of writing the book, would you do it again?
Yeah, I would do it again.
Is there another book in you?
Oh yeah, this is another book. It's another hell of a book in me. This time, at BB Cancer, look out.
You've started.
Here come
the train's going down the track.
Here's come a big rock. Look out. Duck. You might get hit. No, I think I would tell the truth about some things about me, about what I did and what I mean about when I did it. But I want people to know about this book. It's not so much the sell of the book. I want you to know that a country boy like Bobby Rush, black blues singer, if I made it through the valleys and hills that I've been through, you can too.
If somebody was to read the book and only be able to read a part of the book, what part of the book could they read to really find out about Bobby Rush?
You could find out that when you fall, it's okay to fall, but it's not okay to fall when you don't get up. When you fall and wallow in it, you're in trouble. Every man or woman make a mistake. Somewhere down the line, you do what you should not do, say what you should not say. But when you fall and you can get up and you dust yourself off. See, a man can live a long time without water or food, but you can't live long without hope. I still have hope. I'm still enthused about what I do. I'm still passionate about what I do. And I'm still learning from other people about what I should or should not do.
So you said one time, and this is in the book, you're either coming out of something or getting ready to go through something. Is it an original Bobby Rush piece of wisdom?
No, because I've learned now that there ain't nothing new under the sun. There's nothing new under the sun. People think about the changes and what have been through, how you make changes. Yeah, you make changes. But everything have changed. Still remain the same. A different approach. It's like taking a picture. When a camera on you taking a picture, it only can take what it see. I hear people say, hey, make me pretty, make me good looking. You can only do that if you're good looking. Camera take what it see.
So if you already are, that's what's on the camera.
Well, you don't want to say it, but if you're ugly, you're ugly. You mean?
Well, you know, we like to say, have a face for radio. How many films have you been in?
4. You know, I need about 4 more. Because I'm too dumb to make money. When I said dumb to make money, I didn't know until I did the thing with Eddie Murphy. I didn't know they give me $30,000 a day to get it right. I got it right the first 30 minutes. Is that dumb on my part? I could have said, well, I'm tired, let's come back tomorrow. I could have made 4 days out of it.
Yeah, well.
No, I'm almost smart, Bobby Rush. I'm going to get this right because I'm going to show these guys what I can do. I get it right the first day. They said, good cut, Bobby Rush. And they sent me home. I could have been there 3 more days.
Did you enjoy working in film?
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed Eddie Murphy. I told my manager, I said, when Eddie Murphy get here, ask him is it possible that I can meet him? Eddie Murphy walked in before they could tell him. He said, hold up, cut. Stopped the whole thing. Came up and hugged me, telling me how much he loved me and my music, respect my music, how much music he had on me in his house when he was coming up. Golly, I couldn't tell him what I wanted to tell him because he knew more about me than I knew about myself.
Eddie Murphy's
and that's
a
when
fan.
I found out that I was old.
How does a blues man feel the moment? Whether it's performing or writing, what takes you to the blues?
I think my writing. Because my ideal of what I'm thinking about, I write about it and put the music form. I think that's the happiest part of my life, when I'm forming it. After I form it, then I have sometimes mixed emotion about, did I get it right? I should have took it like this, should have taken it like that. But the time that I'm doing it, I do it the way I feel that I want to do it, and most of the time I'm right about it. And those are a good feeling.
You met and had a friendship with John Lewis, a legend of the civil rights struggle. When did you meet him?
I met him, I went to New York. They had a bill they were trying to pass on how they stealing music from you, from not giving you the rights to your display of your music. They had an artist right, they had a publisher right, they had a writer's right. Most of the time they had a man could sing a main song, he don't get anything. The writers get and the publisher get it. But they had this bill that was up, if a man sung a song, you could still get artist right and don't have to write the song. So I want to be a part of a man who sang a song, although he didn't write it. But when one time, if a man sung a song, and the writer who wrote it and the publisher get all the money. So now they had this bill come in, it got an artist right. If you sung it, you should have a right to something because you sung it, although you didn't write it.
Where did John Lewis stand on that bill?
And he went and passed the bill. He stood with it, and he was one of the guys who rallied around me because he thought I was right about it, and he was with me on the bill, and several other things inside of the publisher and the writers and affiliate with music that he was a part of. Even I think John was just righteous and right about things that would benefit the artist and the musician.
A man of the people.
Oh yeah. You know.
Have you met any presidents?
Yeah, I met personally Carter and Clinton. And I did the campaign for Miss Clinton when she was running for president. Obviously she lost, but I was in her corner. I went to the White House twice while Clinton was in and invited him to my bandstand with his horn.
Was Bill good enough to play in the band?
Well.
I will not ask you to answer that
Yeah.
question.
Well. Yeah, he was good to play in the band because he's the president. You know, anything he
You
wants
play
to
in
do.
any
is all
damn
right.
band he wants.
Yeah,
huh?
play any band he wants. Yeah.
So-
I said, in a band, the president band, put me in it, whatever. Yeah, he'd do all right, but he just was kind of out of it because he wasn't doing it every day. Like anything you do, don't do it every day. But he know enough about it to make you know he can play.
Do you vote?
Do I vote? I tell people all the time, it's not so much about the black and white issues with me. It's about the voting issue. I know that black and white issue matters a lot, but the voting rights and the reason for voting matter most.
What does it take to be a real blues man?
A lot of guts. It takes a lot of belief in yourself to make sure that when you're doing what you're doing, that you're right about it. But then you have to have the attitude, if you do something you're not right, even if you're wrong, if you do the best you know to do, you shouldn't regret what you did, right or wrong, because you did the best thing and all you know how to do at the time you did it.
Did you ever hear Bob Marley's music?
Oh, man, I love Bob Marley. Are you kidding me, man? Right on, man. Hey, I love his music. Let me tell you about Bob Marley.
Please do.
I was in New York, didn't know who Bob Marley was. I just like his music. So Sparky Morton, Kenny Gamble, Liam Huff got me a job in New York, opened the show for Bob Marley. I said to my crazy self, I ain't opening a show for Bob Marley. He opened the show for me. That's what I said. Didn't know Bob Marley was big as bubblegum. People was, thousands of folks were there. Bob Marley went up. And they let me went on last. And as I was going on at 11:30, close to 12 o'clock, so ladies and gentlemen, Bobby Rush. Didn't hear nobody holler clapping. And I saw the people moving, turning like cows in a pasture, going out the door. I told my band, so come on now, let's go on now, come on now. My band went on, and I hit the bandstand with that harmonica, and they turned around like cow. You could hear them turn and come back. So who in the hell is that? They didn't know nothing about no Bobby Rush. They know about Marley. And I promoted, ladies and gentlemen, is up the door my mama to John, and they had never heard nothing like that. Let me say before we leave off this podcast for today, thank you and your cast for what you have done. Thank you for what you're doing and what you plan to do. Because what you say about me on this path today, what people perceive me to be, I don't plan to be anything but what I am. And I am that I am. I can only tell you where I've been. I can only guess about where I'm going and hoping that if I go up high enough, I'll see the light. But when I come down, I'll fall on something soft enough that it won't hurt me. Because the sure you go up, you're going to come down.
People you meet on the way up, you meet on the way back down. Is there anything else that you'd like to leave our listeners with today?
No, I'd like to tell my listeners, thank you for all you have done for me, for holding on with me until I learned a little about what I'm doing. I'm so blessed to be able to cross over, but not cross out. So thank you, my fans and friends, for holding in and letting me do what I know to do best. Thank you for letting me be myself again.
This has been a KNON podcast film with the legendary Bobby Rush. Thank you, Bobby Rush.
Thank you, my friend Dave.
My name is Bobby Rush. I want you to know I sing the blues, y'all, everywhere I go. I've been singing the blues for a long, long time. And the blues the only thing, y'all, that's on my mind. I'm a blues man. That's what I do. I'm a blues man. I sing the blues for you. I'm a blues man. That's all I know. I sing the blues, y'all, everywhere I go. Somebody asked me where I've been. Around the world, I'm going again. Somebody asked me what's my name. My name is Blues Man. I'm a blues man. I'm a blues man. Oh, that's all I know. I sing the blues, y'all, everywhere I go. I got me a guitar and a harp. I'm gonna party tonight, gonna party hard. I'm gonna sing the blues till somebody shout. The little girl